this kid, it was just the other day, hacking on a server where I used to play. Looks like him, I guess he came back. Everybody knows he's a cheating little hack. Hacker!
Hey guys, my name is Cypherden, and my parents were super overprotective. Hoi! That's too deep! You're gonna drown! What? Hi, nako, you don't even know how to swim! The water is too deep! Dad, the water's up to my waist. So yeah, a little overprotective. I wasn't really allowed to go anywhere. It was literally school and then home. Once I got home, I wasn't really allowed to go back out. Not to go to the deli, not to go to the store, not to go get food, not to go to the park, not to go hang out with my friends. None of that. I wasn't allowed to go out over the weekends, and I wasn't allowed to go out over the summer unless it was with my family. But then you can always be a bad child and not listen to your parents. If I was you. But you're not. So, growing up, my dad used to have the worst anger problems. My dad's childhood was a complete horror story. There were times that his dad would get mad at him that his dad would actually lock their whole family outside. No one could help him during his punishments. I won't go into details, but he hated his dad so much for that, to the point that he tried to run away at the age of 11, and he didn't want the same thing for us. He wanted to cycle, and he did. But on the other hand, all our toys? Broken. Super cool Power Ranger base? Broken to pieces. My closet door? Broken with a big giant hole in it. Let's just say that every time my dad would get mad, he turns into Luke and destroys absolutely everything. We were safe, but everything we held dear had a high chance of not working anymore. And my mama, on the other hand, if I pissed her off, well, she kind of just stops talking to me for a couple weeks. This one time, she kind of just gave me the silent treatment for 3 whole weeks. I don't know, man. I don't even remember what I was in trouble for. So, how was your changing how I look drastically, even though my parents. Parents were completely against it because it was one of the few things I was able to control in my life. I dyed my hair all the no boyfriend until you're 50 rule, which meant no talking to boys or talking about boys, I'm gonna die. My dad's gonna kill me. It's gonna be okay. You could just text them. Do you know who my parents are?
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Oh, look, we're here. My family should know whom I'm seeing, right? Georgie was so nervous, but he met everyone just fine. Everything was going well until that train ride to Central Park. My dad was giving George the death stare for a good hour. Hated his guts completely, just complete and utter anger towards this poor guy that he didn't even know. He was straight up shooting daggers through his eyeballs like pew 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 pew. My dad isn't really the stereotypical dad looking kind of dads. He's more so muscles, tattoos, piercings, leather jackets, boots, and sunglasses indoors kind of dad. Growing up, quality time with my dad was sparring until I cried and fought back and teaching me how to punch walls until my knuckles were broken in. According this is a joke, but he has a couple of them just chilling at home. Eventually, my mom talked to my dad and probably avoided death and destruction, and my dad just went straight home. He was so mad that he just went home. Didn't stay for a birthday, didn't say bye, just went straight home out of anger. Which wasn't my goal at all. I just figured, what if my parents wanted me, the guy that I was spending all my time with, and eventually possibly marry? But I guess that wasn't the case. But I still think it was a success because both Georgie and my laptop was still in one piece. Anyways, the picnic went well and we had some bomb-ass ribs and really good cupcakes, but ever since that day, it became a household rule that we will not talk about boyfriends in front of my dad at all or ever. He didn't want to hear it, didn't want to have anything to do with them because, spoilers, my sisters have boyfriends too, and if he doesn't know anything about them, technically they don't exist. Believe it or not, my dad didn't meet Georgie again until 4 whole years into our relationship. Nowadays, my dad's like best friends with Georgie, like he's the son he's never had. Georgie ended up teaching me a lot of things like bagels, Philly cheesesteaks, halal food, delis, dog parks, the sun. Yeah, I told you I lived under a rock, so what? Wanna fight about
I don't know, cause he's really cheating. I'll set him on fire, that'll make him real hot. Then I'll hit him with all I got. But he just won't die, he just won't die. I keep on hitting him